1. Texas floods, forecast failures and emergency responses. 2. Kerr County flood tragedy, timeline of warnings before catastrophic flooding. 1. Texas floods, forecast failures and emergency responses. A deadly flood sparks controversy. Were weather warnings adequate? When catastrophic flooding struck Texas last week, claiming 78 lives and leaving many missing, it ignited a heated debate about weather forecasting and emergency preparedness. But here's where it gets complicated. The devastating event unfolded with shocking speed. The Guadalupe River rose an astounding 26 feet in just 45 minutes early Friday morning, catching many residents off guard. This has led to a contentious disagreement between local officials and weather experts about whether adequate warnings were provided. Kerr County Judge Rob Kelly made a bold claim: "We didn't know this flood was coming." However, the National Weather Service, NWS, quickly countered this assertion, pointing to their multiple warnings and briefings issued before the disaster struck. They had issued flood watches on Thursday and sent emergency alerts early Friday morning. But here's the fascinating part that many people miss: predicting precise rainfall amounts and flooding severity remains one of meteorology's greatest challenges. Dr. Michael Morgan, an atmospheric sciences expert from the University of Wisconsin-Madison, explains that while the NWS provided appropriate general warnings, pinpointing exact locations for maximum rainfall is extraordinarily difficult. The controversy deepened when Texas Emergency Management Chief W. Nim Kidd criticized the initial forecasts, claiming they significantly underestimated rainfall amounts. Governor Greg Abbott added another layer to the debate, suggesting that while warnings were issued, the term flash flooding didn't adequately convey the unprecedented 30-foot water wall that developed. A critical subplot to this story involves recent staffing cuts at the NWS. The agency lost nearly 600 workers earlier this year, including key personnel at the Austin/San Antonio office. This has raised questions about whether reduced staffing affected forecast accuracy and communication, though President Trump disputes this connection. Perhaps most concerning is the potential impact of proposed budget cuts to vital weather research institutions. The administration's plans to eliminate funding for key research labs could hamper future improvements in severe weather prediction. Dr. Pat Fitzpatrick of Texas A&M University offers a more nuanced view, suggesting no single party was at fault. Instead, he points to the perfect storm of circumstances, a rare, complex weather system striking overnight during a holiday weekend. This raises some crucial questions for public discussion. How can we better communicate the severity of weather threats? Should we rethink the terminology used in weather warnings? And perhaps most importantly, are we adequately funding the systems and research needed to protect communities from extreme weather events? What do you think? Were the warnings sufficient, or should our weather prediction and communication systems be overhauled? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. 2. Kerr County flood tragedy. Timeline of warnings before catastrophic flooding. The devastation in Kerr County, Texas, following the catastrophic flooding on the 4th of July is heartbreaking. With a staggering 68 lives lost, including 28 children, a tragedy compounded by the disappearance of 10 young girls from Camp Mystic, the community is grappling with unimaginable loss and a wave of difficult questions. One of the most pressing: were enough warnings issued before this disaster struck? Authorities are now facing intense scrutiny regarding the preparedness and communication leading up to the flood, and the answers aren't simple. Initially, officials have maintained that the sheer intensity of the rainfall, described as the equivalent of months of accumulated precipitation, was entirely unexpected. They insist that no one could have foreseen the scale of the devastation. But here's where it gets controversial: a detailed timeline of warnings reveals a complex picture, raising questions about whether the response could have been more proactive. Let's break down what we know, and when those warnings began. Before diving into the timeline, it's important to understand that Kerr County is historically vulnerable to flooding, particularly along the Guadalupe River. Despite this, according to County Judge Rob Kelly, the county lacks a dedicated river warning system. This absence, coupled with the potential for warning fatigue, where residents become desensitized to frequent alerts, adds another layer of complexity to the situation. Here's a chronological breakdown of the alerts issued in the days leading up to the flood, according to information released by the Department of Homeland Security and the National Weather Service. Wednesday, July 2nd, 5:47 p.m. The Texas Division of Emergency Management, TDM, activated state emergency response resources, anticipating potential flooding in west and central Texas. This was an early indication of a broader weather pattern that could lead to problems. Thursday, July 3rd, morning. The National Water Center issued a flood hazard outlook, specifically identifying flash flood potential for Kerrville and the surrounding areas. This wasn't an immediate threat, but a heads-up about a developing risk. Thursday, July 3rd, approximately 1:45 p.m. A flood watch was issued for Kerr County. A flood watch means conditions are favorable for flooding to occur. It doesn't mean flooding is imminent, but it encourages residents to be aware and prepared. Thursday, July 3rd, 6:22 p.m. The National Water Center further warned of considerable flooding risks north and west of San Antonio, including Kerrville. The potential for significant flooding was becoming increasingly clear. Thursday, July 3rd, approximately 8:12 p.m. The flood watch was extended, reinforcing the ongoing risk. Friday, July 4th, 1:14 a.m. A flash flood warning with a considerable tag was issued for Bandera and Kerr counties. This is a more serious alert, triggering wireless emergency alerts, WEAs, and NOAA weather radio notifications, designed to reach a wider audience. It signifies that flash flooding is likely and poses an immediate threat. Friday, July 4th, approximately 2:37 a.m. The flash flood watch was extended again, highlighting the continued danger. Friday, July 4th, 3:06 a.m. The National Weather Service, NWS, posted on X, formerly Twitter, stating that a very dangerous flash flooding event is ongoing across south-central Kerr County into northwest Bandera County. This indicates that the threat had materialized and was actively unfolding. Friday, July 4th, approximately 3:32 a.m. A river flood warning was issued for the Guadalupe River at Hunt, signaling rising river levels. Friday, July 4th, approximately 3:28 a.m. A downstream river flood warning was issued for the Guadalupe River in Kerrville, extending the river flood warning further downstream. Friday, July 4th, approximately 3:36 a.m. Another flash flood warning was issued for south-central Kerr and northwest Bandera counties, reinforcing the immediate danger. Friday, July 4th, approximately 3:56 a.m. A new river forecast warning was issued for the Guadalupe River at Hunt, providing updated predictions for river levels. Friday, July 4th, approximately 4:04 a.m. A flash flood emergency was issued, the highest level of alert, indicating an immediate and life-threatening situation. Friday, July 4th, 4:23 a.m. The NWS posted on X that a particularly dangerous situation and a flash flood emergency is in effect. This emphasized the severity of the unfolding crisis. Friday, July 4th, approximately 5:36 a.m. A flash flood emergency for the Guadalupe River from Hunt through Kerrville and down to Center Point was issued, encompassing a wider area. And this is the part most people miss. While a series of warnings were indeed issued, the timing and effectiveness of those alerts are now under intense scrutiny. Kerrville City Manager Dalton Rice recounted jogging along the river at 4 a.m. and noticing no issues, only to witness a dramatic rise in water levels less than 2 hours later. This highlights the speed at which the situation escalated and the challenges of communicating the urgency of the threat. Republican U.S. Representative Chip Roy acknowledged the inevitable finger-pointing and Monday morning quarterbacking that will follow this tragedy. County Judge Kelly has repeatedly stated that officials were caught off guard by the intensity of the rainfall, emphasizing that the county regularly deals with floods but had no reason to believe this event would be so catastrophic. President Trump has declared a major disaster for Kerr County, activating FEMA assistance. Ultimately, the events in Kerr County raise profound questions about disaster preparedness, warning systems, and the communication of risk. Do you believe the existing warning system was adequate given the circumstances? Should more proactive measures have been taken, even if it meant potentially overreacting to a perceived threat? Share your thoughts and perspectives in the comments below. Let's engage in a constructive discussion about how to prevent similar tragedies in the future.